8, meaning 7:55.
Well, it's still 8:30, so it's still after hours, and we're live.
We're live. We're live, everyone.
And finally, we're live.
We finally live. We're like the Houston traffic. Late, but we get there, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Pablo. So what are we doing?
Yes. How we feeling? How's everybody feeling, by the way?
This is amazing. Yes, I love the microphone. This is one of my favorite places to be.
Okay.
Awesome.
You're rocking it.
You too, love. Yes.
Leah, I thought you were going to say you're feeling great.
I'm feeling awesome and amazing.
There you go. I always say I'm always feeling truly blessed and highly favored.
I love it.
And I love that. I really, when I read that on Facebook, I'm like, yes, that's the way we're supposed to be feeling
But
because
you-
we're in Houston and
But one thing, I'm going to tell you the truth. I used to say it porque, they used to tell us, oh, you have to speak what you want. And I used to say, I feel truly blessed and highly favored. And I was having one of those character building days. And I'm like, man, I really,
imposter syndrome.
I see. I see.
Mhm.
Just say it, say it, say it, say it, say it.
Yeah.
I would say it and I would write it until one day I was like, man, I
Mhm.
truly feel highly, highly blessed and
Favored.
Truly favored.
Truly favored.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
It's amazing. I hear a gentleman at the gym in the morning, and I love saying it now. And I ask him, I said, "How are you today?" And he says, "Better than I deserve."
Oh, wow,
that
Yes,
is
and that's his response
nice.
every time. I said, "I love it."
Mm.
You know, you know that I'm originally from New York, right? And I was just visiting New York, and I knew that us New Yorkers, because I have to say us New Yorkers, we're a little bit rude, right? But I've been here so long, so I go to New York, and man, I'm getting the rental car, and this lady is like, I'm like, ma'am. She goes, don't call me ma'am. I'm not a ma'am. I said, and the rudeness. And then I was like, okay, Pablo, remember you're in New York. I said, look, listen, give me my car now. I need to go. I said, yes, your car is over there. Number
She
38.
understood the language. She understood the language. I'm gonna be in New York for Christmas, so now I know what to expect. Let me get my New York attitude right, because this, hey, sweetheart, I don't think that's gonna work when I'm in the Bronx.
Oh no.
I think it will always work.
You
At
think
the end
so?
of the day, yeah, because they're
Okay.
gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Sweetheart, like, come here." And they're like, "What?" They're gonna be like, they're probably not gonna be sure what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point, it is being true to yourself. And he's like, "I'm from New York," and then he could get that character. But I don't think we have to always match the energy. I
Yeah, we
think
don't have to conform.
we can just be like, hey, and they're gonna be like, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, we're girls. I'm not talking about you. It's
That's what I was
different.
going to say.
Yeah, I know.
You can say
I know
that.
you
Can
were
you
like,
imagine me
oh,
saying that to
God.
another guy? Hey.
We're gonna have a situation, Pablo. We're going like, really, Pablo?
I'm like,
Hey.
I'm going to be like, hey, and they're going to say, hey, what's going on?
What's really the story?
I'm just from the South, gentlemen.
That is awesome.
I don't know. What about you, Juan?
Well, I'm just grateful for all of you guys. I'm grateful for all three of you. I'm grateful for our entire Entrepreneurs Club team, our sobrino Kaimar, my better half Yvette, and everyone else that's out there that supported the Entrepreneurs Club. Just want to say I'm grateful for them, and of course, again, grateful for you guys.
Impressed, to tell you the truth. I'm always in so many networking events and doing so many things. You guys, I have no doubt, are gonna bring it to the next level. Like, seriously, this is impressive. Everything that you guys are doing, and again, I'm always in beautiful networking events, and I love everything that I've been doing. But you guys are impressive. That dinner, the environment, the people that you're bringing together, it's serious. It's like there's nobody's playing here. Everybody's like, we're moving on, moving forward, moving strong, moving together. Like whatever yes, it's happening on this entrepreneurs club.
One of the things that Leah, that Yuri is mentioning is we're moving, but we're moving together.
Yes.
And
Critical.
that is one of the things that I love. And Yuri, you and I know, we've been to
Yeah.
hundreds of networking
Yes.
events. I mean, they're
Yes.
great. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, they're
Mhm.
great. But it comes to a point that, man, you want to change it. You want to have something different. I'm gonna share something crazy, right? I was watching Video Prime. Well, we're gonna give them some free advertisement, but Video Prime or Prime Video. I'm watching the story of Playboy, Hugh Hefner. You're laughing. You're laughing. You're laughing. But the thing that I was going to mention was the success, how successful he was. And the point that I want to make here was that, you know why he was so successful? Aside from what the business that he was in,
Yes.
Right.
it was, he was always relevant. He was always current with what was going on in society. And the reason I'm mentioning that is, they always tell us you have to be relevant, you have to be current, because there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
But you
Right.
know what? We don't want to talk about it. Oh, we don't want to talk about it. Why we don't want to talk about it? Because we're afraid we're going to offend somebody.
Right.
And Hugh Hefner was not afraid to offend anybody. He was always consistent, very creative, hard worker.
But authenticity wins every time.
Yes.
And you can't get past a person who is authentically living in their true selves. And that's just to be respected and accepted. And for those that reject it, they can't deny if the person is authentic. They have the choice to accept that person's lifestyle, career choice, opinions, etc., political stances, or whatever there is there that could be controversial or not. But when you bring your true authentic self to a space, it can only be accepted. It can only be respected. And that doesn't mean that you have to accept that person's viewpoints. It just means that you have to be able to accept the fact that they were authentic. And authenticity, like I said, it wins. Something I share with my daughter all the time. She's up against dealing with friends that have said, I was just your friend. And they've been honest about this. I was only your friend because you would allow me to talk to you. And I used you to get energy that I needed for, my time of need. And what's happening on the backside is that now she's in a position where she is still bringing her authentic self to the space, and they don't have a choice but to respect her. Now, they don't have to be friends anymore. And by no means do I encourage that. If someone can come to you and say, I really am no longer your friend, that they weren't your friend to begin with. And at 17, that's pretty heartbreaking.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But the reality is, when you walk in a room and you shine, it's intimidating to those who don't. And it's uncomfortable.
Oh, Jesus.
But shine penetrates darkness. And that's what happens when you're authentic. You come in, you shine, you're unapologetic. And what it does is it either forces others to come out of their darkness and dimness, or it causes them to be uncomfortable with how bright
Or
you
it
shine.
causes you to come out. And seriously, I think there's one person in this group that I've been like, you don't have to do it. You already did all the hard work. And I think Pablo doesn't know how amazing he is.
Yes.
I don't think he understands the amazing job that he's done. And I tell him in front of people, and I'm going to tell you right now, he did the work already.
Yes.
And he shines. And not only he shines, he brings light to us.
I love it.
And it's like, I'm so thankful that you guys are even here. And I'm like, this is so amazing. I'm like, gosh, finally somebody's here. But I cannot believe, seriously, what you said right now, it really matches what we need to believe in Pablo. Like, he is bringing all that. And there might be people like, it's like, well, he's doing one more thing, networking, all the same. Oh no, it is not the same. Not at all, Pablo. So big ups to you and all the love, seriously, and
Absolutely.
admiration.
No, you know what? I always
But now have fun. Have fun with this.
I'm blushing.
Don't blush. Or if you blush, it's because you're gonna say something funner than what I said. It's after hours. It's after hours. You cannot be serious. It's after hours. You cannot
And
be
we just had
business.
chicken.
You know what? This is one thing.
Wait, am I allowed to get Juan also out of his comfort zone?
Oh, no,
Because
no.
they're always taking us out of. Now it's on you. Let's take him out of their comfort
You
zone.
know
gotta get them out of their
There's
let's-
one person. There's one person here in this room that can make you cry and laugh at the same time.
Right.
'Cause I'm feeling so great, and all of a sudden I'm getting emotional. I'm ready to cry, and then boom. then boom.
Back to laughter. Back to laughter.
It was something crazy. I remember when and I think that was something shocking when with Juan, because when we met, Juan and I met with Yvette and Tanya almost a year ago when we went to the Million Point Base Shop seminar, and I was formal because you're just getting to know the person, but then I'm myself, like you said, Leah, authentic, and I like to have fun. I like to joke around. And everywhere I go, I joke around. I could be in a boardroom. I could be anywhere. But
Pablo, I've always even see you serious.
really,
Yes.
it's after hours now. We can laugh.
Okay. No, show me that person that jokes around.
Oh,
No,
yes.
you're always so professional and so serious. I'm not even kidding. And I admire that.
They always say, right?
Uh-huh.
When it's a different environment, and I guess working for corporate America and working for the government, sometimes there's a certain character you have to
You must.
portray. Because
Mhm.
you get into all this politics, and of course you
You
have
have
a
to.
huge human resources department that, man, you want to,
They love you, but they also
And-
want to get you.
right. And then the other thing is, I'm looking at signs and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's dance. Okay,
Don't get
one,
me
two.
started. If we're gonna dance, we're gonna dance.
That part.
Seriously. If we're gonna dance, I'm up for it.
But you know what, Yuri? Let's get Juan out of his comfort zone.
Juan, Yvette,
Okay.
stop pulling it.
Pablito, I know we have this new gear. I guess it's
Juan, I don't know you or Yvette. Juan,
yes.
I don't know you or Yvette. So tell me how you guys met.
So-
and how do you hit on her so that she could pay attention to you? Because that's business.
Yeah.
That's how you get you gotta work and you gotta convince people. So your relationships matter. So how do you make, because Yvette she looks amazing. It's like, how do you make that happen?
So truth is, we've been together for over 21 years now.
Oh my gosh. Again, how did you make that happen? Because that's the type of business I want to pay my money. Like, that's what I want to invest.
You know what? She was in kindergarten and he went to visit her
true,
now.
true. I don't know if that joke's applied right now.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Fix the mic. It's the first time around. So
First time, yeah.
we gotta
So
make sure that it works.
We're getting
Our
used to this.
producer and Yvette are behind us, like, fix it here, but it's the first time. Hopefully, the first one of plenty. Does that work?
Y'all guys want to come over here and fix him real quick?
If you want to fix it,
Yeah. I mean, if we're
yeah. But in the meantime, just tell me a
So-
little bit of the story, because 25
Yeah, so-
years are like serious
So
business.
we actually met we met in 2000.
I don't care when you met. I asked, how did you get her?
How did I get her?
Yeah. What was the question?
So-
How did you say,
So
hola, Yvette, ¿te puedo invitar una Coca-Cola?
So no, look, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be very honest.
She hit on you.
She
Oh
hit on
my
me, of
gosh,
course.
I knew it. She was like, ven acá. Quiero hablar contigo.
That's true.
Look, it was more like this, Yuri. I'm gonna be like straight to the point.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted, but she knew what she wanted, and she's like, "Hey, you know what? You're gonna be mine."
I love it. I agree with that.
That's what you
Respects
call
to it, Brad.
commanding your
Yeah.
day. I'm going to command the day, and then the universe conspires to bring what I desire to pass.
I was still trying to figure out, what I wanted or what kind of relationship I wanted, and then, but truth is, we became friends, and really,
That's awesome.
seriously, we were really, really good friends,
Mhm.
and then we became best friends.
Hmm.
And then when we became best friends, that's when I really knew. I said, "Oh man, I think I'm in love, and she's the one." So, and this is it, and that was pretty much it. The rest was history.
Well, that's
Okay,
just
so
sweet.
that question didn't work out the way I wanted it to, because we're talking about entrepreneurship, and that first step matters. So Yvette should have been the one answering that one. But still, 21 years later, how do you keep, because in business you want to keep relationships forever, so how do you keep, like, because business is still relationships, so how do you keep that going? How do you make it work for 21 years? And I know there's ups and downs, but I just want to know about the good stuff right now.
The good stuff.
Yeah, just the good stuff.
So, you know what? I'll talk about the good stuff, but I got to talk about the bad stuff
A little bit,
because
Don't look that
the
way.
good stuff.
no, it's not. It's not bad. I think it's something that
These challenges.
everyone goes through. Absolutely, the challenges that we have, because at the end of the day, we're still two different individuals. We're both unique in our own ways. We both have our own thought process. She thinks one way, and I think another way. But reality is that she's the kind of person that, for me, I think that I was kind of going all over the place. And when we got serious and we're in a serious relationship, I mean, that kind of made me just stay focused on what I really wanted to do and what I really wanted to accomplish. And just to tell you a little bit more about it, really, when I started this business, which is Blueprint Trucking. And the business, of course, just like any other business, it was not going well at the beginning. I literally started off with nothing. And to be very sincere, I started off with a truck that cost me like $1,800. I was going like from one job site to another job site, almost begging for work. I really know not much about the business. I knew enough to get the business started. That's about it. And
I think that's important. Just take a second to talk about how scary it was to just jump into a business that you barely knew how to get the business started. Because we're talking about entrepreneurship,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
And that's when it comes. It's like, I have something that maybe I can transform into a business. So just before we kept going into like the relationship side of things, just tell us a little bit about how scary it was and how little you knew, and how did you still went for it, and what happened.
So for me, I will answer that question, but first it was me actually making the decision. And what I mean by making the decision was the decision of, this is it. This is what I want to do. I was in retail sales for 12 years, and I said, I don't want to do that ever anymore.
Okay.
And I was like, this is it. I'm not going to, have you ever heard burn your ships?
Yes. I was just thinking that.
So I literally, that's what I did. I burned my ships.
Yes.
I said, I can't
I
go.
don't know. I haven't
Okay,
heard
burn
that.
your ships. That means like, I can't go back.
Yeah.
I only got one way to go, which is forward. So that's what I did. To me, it was like nothing else. I was gonna make it happen no matter.
There's no plan B.
I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. And the hardest thing until today is waking up every morning, even though we have a business and it's significantly successful. It's still the hardest thing is waking up every morning and things not going the way you want them to go, because there's always other levels to it. And so when I first started, I did not know about the other levels. I only knew about one thing, which was survival mode. And so survival mode for me was like, okay, I need to put food on the table. And I was blessed because at that time she actually had a full-time job. She had a really good job. And she was the one that had the medical bills, everything else, like insurance, 401k, the whole nine. So, in a way, she was kind of like supporting the household. And for me, I had never experienced that in my life.
There are so many follow-up questions with a woman in the Latin culture supporting the household while you follow your dream.
Yeah. So
I mean, that has to be a whole different show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, to answer that question, it's very scary.
It's very scary.
Even when you already started a business and you have a business and your business is going well, maybe in the eyes of other people. But if you are wanting to take your business to another level, because there's always another level, you honestly are always, I wouldn't say so much scared, but I would call it maybe a little paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Seriously.
if you really want to go to the next level, there's always kind of that paranoia, like what's going to happen, like because if you're not looking for the next thing,
The paranoia bit. That's
Yeah.
a producer. Hey,
Hey, you caught me off guard with that one.
That was great. That was
Yeah.
great.
Leah, how do you feel about this conversation? Because I know you've been through everything he said right
Without
now.
a doubt. Like,
Oh, gosh.
as he said, burning the boats, burning the ships, I was thinking exactly that. I had the imagery in my mind because that is exactly what I did. Coming into entrepreneurship was about making a decision. I knew that if I could give 40 plus hours to someone else and build their dream.
Amen
that
to that
without-
part.
Right. So without a doubt, I have purpose. I have vision. I have goals. I have dreams. What if this same 40 hours I'm giving to this place I'm clocking in, I converted that to my time? And I took a spontaneous hiatus from the job I had at that time. I went to California for about 4 weeks. I had many different things happening at that time. A marriage on the brinks, my purpose trying to be birthed, my life kind of doing this thing of evolution that was very uncomfortable. Waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning with epiphanies and thoughts and directions and divine downloads, and knowing it was time to make the shift.
But you were a mom, so
I was a mom.
The scary part triples, right?
Without a doubt, because at that time, as a W-2, you are you've got health insurance, you've got a 401k, you've got a tax return. Say that again, entrepreneurs. A tax return, like things that you could kind of bank on that in essence were security blankets. But I knew for me that it was the lowest level of the food chain for where I needed to be in my life, for my dreams, for my vision, for my purpose. So I was willing to take the leap scared, take the leap unsure, and just jump. And I knew I had an option. That option was to stay here continuously another year and see my constituents continuing to build their dreams outside of this workplace, or I could jump. And I had and in that space of jumping, God would either catch me or teach me how to fly.
Okay.
And that was how it went. And here we are, probably at this point, I want to say 2012. So 10 years. I started my business in 2002. In 2012, I quit the workplace and turned into a 1099. And now here in 2022, I can definitely say I'm in the place of being an investor.
And I just want to make a little parenthesis. Yay! Yeah. Bravo!
I like that.
Bravo, because our producer, his thing about YouTube channels is, if you know something, teach it.
Yes.
That's his mantra. And I love it. And you just mentioned 1099 and W-2s and all this stuff. And I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we're going to put that out there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And if you have any questions, you can ask Entrepreneur Club, because we have the resources, right?
Correct.
Am I correct on that,
Absolutely.
Pablo?
Absolutely.
Without a
We're
doubt.
going to have so many real resources. This is not like you're going to become a millionaire if you sign this. No, this is real resources with real things that you can do and grow your business, including little questions, because you just said 1099 and W-2s, and people are like, what are those? And for us, this is a normal conversation.
Yep.
Correct.
But for a Zumba instructor that has, that just works, and they give him something like, they don't know how to declare their clothes or their music or nothing like that. And to us, it's like, they should know. No. Nobody's teaching us that. Nobody's telling us how we can do that. Nobody is telling us that we actually have access to all of that. So that's why I love this club so much. I know we're gonna like put it. Tell us, Pablo, what is going on? What are we doing?
No, one of the things that was coming to mind.
Get closer to the mic. Yeah. Is he okay
I'm
now
okay.
on the mic?
I'm okay.
Producer,
Okay.
This is our first one. So
Awesome.
yeah, we're good.
So one of the things that you mentioned is about here, the resources that we have. It's true life stories. I mean, Leah cannot make this up. When I heard her story for the first time, that leap of faith, burning that bridge, burning that ship, I mean, it
I
was
love it,
real.
yeah.
I
Mhm.
mean, and then the story that she tells and how she has made it from 2012 to 2022, 10 years. And you know that small businesses fail.
Correct.
A
Pablo,
lot of the businesses fail.
I'm gonna have to cut you right there.
Okay.
How do you get Tanya?
I'll tell you one thing.
Because he escaped that answer. He didn't give me
I'll
the
tell
answer.
you-
He
I'll tell
put
you
it
one
on
thing.
event.
Look, I would always say that I'm not a salesman. I'm an engineer. But in reality, when you see Tanya and those that know Tanya, they know I'm a salesman.
Yes.
I was a salesman. And I tell you one thing, and this is the truth. And I was telling my 17-year-old when we were talking about, girls and what's happening. He's 17, so he's going through that. And we were in a group of people, and I told my son, I said, you know what? When I asked your mama, your mom said no. You're not my type of person. She rejected me. Tanya rejected me. And
Hey, this is important.
and one of the things that Juan alluded to is being persistent, knowing what you want. We're
See,
talking
that's
about being
the
focused,
entrepreneurship
being where we
mentality
want to
that
go.
we're talking
And
about.
one of the things, and I remember telling my cousin, because my cousin was friends with Tanya. So I told my cousin, I said, I don't know why, but that woman is going to be my girlfriend, and that woman's going to be my wife, and she's going to be the mother of my kids. And my cousin thought I was out of my mind. I was crazy.
Hashtag me too. He meant it in the sense that he loved her, not that he was gonna.
Oh,
do
of course.
anything.
No. Of course. That I, of course,
Well, I'm totally
100%
messing with
love.
you.
100%. And you know what?
You're gonna meet Tanya. That would have never
I love the hashtag.
love.
This is-
All
this is
about
little
love. I'm
little-
just messing with
This is
them.
little hashtag.
We
Little
gotta do the
hashtag.
hashtag. You gotta do the love hands.
But it's interesting you say that because, and then, what happened? What happened next? It took us almost 6 months just talking to one another. Back then, we had these little devices that were on the wall in the kitchen, and they were called telephones.
Correct.
Oh.
Okay, people don't know about what that.
That
'cause
sounds sexy though. Telephones. Call me on the telephone. That sounds like a Drake song. She used to call me on the telephone.
we would speak for
Late night
hours.
when to sleep.
I see, just like that, for hours and hours. And then every time Tanya would tell me, she goes, you're not my type, right? I said, I know that. And we kept going. So the point that I'm making here was persistency, being persistent, knowing what I wanted, because I know what I wanted. And when I saw Tanya, I said, no, that's it. I'm done searching. I found the love of my life.
You did great. Clap again.
Yeah, there it is. I love
So
it.
are we gonna
I
talk
feel
about this?
like I'm on the Tonight Show.
Okay, you did after hours. It was supposed to happen earlier. We're after hours now, so I get to ask questions that are a little bit
Risque.
risque.
Yeah.
You asked a risque question.
Oh, don't put me on the spot about risque questions.
With that voice, I have to.
I know.
I'm like,
I
oh my
know.
gosh, can she
I
talk?
love the
Can she read a
microphone.
book to me?
Yes.
Have you
Read
ever
any book.
have you ever heard about
Read the Constitution.
you know who you remind me of? There's this radio station. We can say the radio station. It doesn't matter because this is a popular radio station, and they have the night show Delilah.
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever heard 99.1, I think, and it's
Oh, the jazz.
Delilah, and then she said, "Okay, so now tell me your story."
Yes, I love the microphone. This is one of my favorite places to be, behind
my
the mic.
gosh. I'm gonna get you the meditation that I do. We do it on your voice.
I'm with
It's
it. Let's
gonna
do
be-
it.
It's gonna be amazing.
Let's do it. Actually, voiceovers is one of the things that I have on my radar for income as an income stream because I really do enjoy diction. I love reading aloud. I sing. And of course, public speaking is a space that when you are on the microphone, it gives you a chance to really hear yourself, to count your ums, to breathe properly, but it also gives you that chance to own your voice. It took me a long time to like my voice. I hear others say, "Oh my God, you sing so amazing." But when I would hear myself, I would still always feel like there had to be an adjustment. And when I would hear recordings of myself, it's like,
We
oh,
have
can
to
we
do
hear her
that
sing?
in the
But
Can we hear her sing?
Leah,
oh, you're gonna put me on the spot like
but
that?
look, Leah, I'm gonna be very,
give me
very,
some Bob
very
Marley right
sincere.
now.
Your voice on the microphone sounds even to me personally even
Yes.
better than when it
I
does
want
without. I mean, your voice is incredible.
some.
Seriously,
Thank
you have an
you.
incredible. Yeah, it's
It's very smooth.
it's
I want
very
some
smooth.
Lauryn
Yes.
Hill. Go for it.
Let's see. That would be the Fugees, right?
Yeah.
Killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
High five, girlfriend.
Baby.
That is
Look,
amazing.
another thing that the entrepreneurship club could do for everyone. Find your voice. Seriously,
Yes.
that's
I
so
love
like
that.
that
I
is so
love
not
that.
what we're doing right now. It's like everybody's talking, but nobody's really finding their voice. It's not the same. You
It's
can
true.
talk, but finding who you are, your voice, and putting it out there, you have to do that. I mean, you don't have to, but we would
I would
love,
love
if
to.
you get us there. I think it would be an impact that is that we could have as part of what you guys are doing. I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
Like I'm just
No,
putting ideas out there. I just loved it so
No,
much right
but,
now.
But you know what? It's interesting what Leah said. You know, is exactly what you said. Is finding your voice, because
Mhm.
sometimes we just speak. You're right.
Correct.
Sometimes we
Yeah.
just speak, but we don't analyze what are we saying. How
Mhm.
are we feeling when we say certain things?
Mhm.
And I could feel it. I mean, you singing like that, I'm
Mhm.
like, whoa. I mean, I love music.
I do too.
I love music. I cannot sing. I continue being the godfather of networking because I don't sing, but I love to hear people sing.
Yes.
And you have a great voice.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know, our amazing production artist over here, Mr. Kaimar himself, the
Oh
management
my
of
gosh.
this beautiful setup here. He said something to me that I've had a chance to ponder on since I was at the Entrepreneur Club event in September when I had a chance to train. And he said to me, he said, "Why didn't you train before now?" And the response that I had was associated with production and progress in the practice company. But the real truth is, Entrepreneur Club has extended a platform to me that I have affirmed for years, that I know was just a divine aligned moment, a divinely aligned moment. And I don't take for granted that September was an opportunity to train through the Entrepreneur Club, that this podcast is an opportunity to hear my voice. And then the December 14th event that's coming up that we must plug, December 14th, you all have got to be there. It is the 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The Vision Summit for 2023. Look, if you don't have your vision in space and in place yet, you need to come and join us at the Entrepreneur Club's Vision Summit on December 14th. That is going to be a powerful opportunity for you to really not only hear your voice, but find your voice. And the platform that's been extended to me here at the Entrepreneur Club has given me an opportunity to find my voice, to share my voice, to evolve my voice just
Leah,
in the
I
last
keep
3
telling
months.
I keep telling
Wow.
Pablo, just let us do this for you.
Yes.
Because he already did the hard work.
Correct.
You already did I mean, you brought everybody, so many amazing people. You brought
Correct.
everything together. So
Yes.
let's make sure we bring everyone out on the 14th for him as a thank you note.
Yes.
They're like,
for
how
sure.
many people you want there? Are you sure you can handle it?
There it is. I think that's going to be our pack.
And that's gonna
Let's make
be
it happen.
that's gonna be seriously.
And one of the things that we could always focus on is build. What you said, building your voice or
Finding your
finding
voice.
your voice.
Yes.
That is a phenomenal thing. And just everybody knows, doors are gonna open up at 5 o'clock If you can make it at 5 o'clock, come out. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock officially. We're going to start.
Yep.
But you know what? It's this is the one thing, and we were talking about how we found our partners, because it's very important, right? How we found our partners, how I found Tanya, how Juan found Yvette, how all this started
Correct.
Yes.
with Entrepreneurs Club. It's a beautiful story. And every time I speak about it, every time I hear Juan speak about it, every time I hear Yvette and Tanya speak about it, it's so amazing. Because, for the past 10 years, I've been speaking about wanting to have a platform that would allow people to
Yes.
find their voice,
Yeah.
give them
And
that
I've seen you
opportunity,
doing that.
give them that opportunity. But you know what happened? I remember we were in that hotel. I don't even remember the name of the hotel. We went to dinner together. Tanya, Yvette, and myself. We went to dinner, and man, when I met Juan and Yvette, I was like Leah said, this is a divine connection.
Correct.
And when we shared the vision we wanted for the Entrepreneurs Club, it was like, man, God had this for us. And we're like, whoa, we share a common vision. We
Mhm.
came together. And, my thing was always a small business connection. That was my baby. That was my baby that I was nurturing for the past
But it
several
wasn't
years.
your voice.
Exactly.
It wasn't your voice.
Yes.
The Padrino is still your voice.
Yes.
But this it's you 100%.
Yeah.
This we can feel. I know, like Juan and Yvette, obviously they're amazing. We just met them, but you have been out there in the community building everything for this. It's like, this is it. You found it. You're El Padrino. We need to have that song every time you come out. We need to
Yes.
brand it. We have to create that whole persona that you probably feel like, oh no.
We all
yes.
need a theme
You're like,
song.
I'm from
You
New
did.
York. No, he
You
said,
know
yeah,
we need a theme song when you
that's
enter the
good.
room.
Can we get El Padrino song? No, gosh.
It's crazy.
I know. Let me get it here.
I have one of those Padrino songs, and it was crazy because I used to tell them, I said, and among my peers, I am known as the godfather of networking, and I run an organization, and I'm originally from New York, and they were like, what? I said, no, not that type of organization.
Right. I can't wait to go to New York on December 25th. By the way, that is going to be our family's Christmas present. So I might be texting you, calling you, saying, where do I go? What do I do?
Pizza.
That my 10-year-old, okay,
That's
is
all.
the one who's in charge of events when we travel.
Pizza.
So she already has the pizza spots that we're going to while we're there. We have to get New York pizza. And the baby's already said, Mom, we're going to this pizza place. So yeah, we look forward to some New York pizza.
You know what? That was the thing when we were getting ready to go. Tanya had a whole list. Thai food in Long Island, out in the island. When we were in Manhattan, it was pizza. There was a certain name, pizza, Grimaldi's near the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh my goodness, delicious. And then what else? And then of course myself, I said we cannot leave New York without eating White Castles.
No way.
Hey, full disclosure, we just had fried chicken and it was great. Because we were tired. Juan, tell us about the fried chicken.
Oh my God.
I think it got an effect on him.
I know, I'm like-
falling asleep.
No. Hey,
Food coma.
look, I told you guys, hey, let's go get some. Oh, what did you say? You eat Mediterranean food, right?
I was trying to be healthy.
She was trying to be healthy, and I was trying to be healthy.
One.
I was lying.
No, she
but
said, let's be
try.
healthy 2023, she said.
Yeah. But there's an option. We can, Mediterranean food is down the street because we're in Houston. So
Right.
everything, thank God, is
But
pretty.
the truth is,
available.
you sent this to Popeyes.
Yeah, I did.
The only problem was Popeyes. They said we're out of chicken. It's going to take 25 minutes.
Because we are on Third Ward, and this is what we eat here. We have Frenchies, the original Frenchies. We have 2 Popeyes and 1 Kentucky Fried Chicken. Who else has that in Houston? Like down the street,
true.
like on Scott. It's like there's not a mile in between.
I was going to
2
say,
Popeyes,
and the
French's chicken, and Kentucky
and the
Fried
KFC.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
This is where we live.
I love Third Ward though.
Yeah,
This is where I
Third
started my
Ward is
career.
So fun.
In 1995. Now, at that time, mind you, there was no revitalization downtown. There was no part of Third Ward being Midtown, this whole museum district,
Right.
like all the revitalization that has happened in the last 10 years is mind blowing. I remember
Right.
when my sister came and visited, and at that, this probably was 20 years ago. We literally came out of the underground mall downtown thinking we were going somewhere, and it was a ghost town. We heard our voices bounce back, not just because of the buildings, because we were the only ones in downtown Houston this day.
Yeah.
It was scary for this to be considered downtown.
Right.
And I was still learning the geography, and like this was downtown, but there's also uptown, which is the Galleria, which was the real downtown at that time in terms of like where the traffic was moving, right? But to see what they've done to this true downtown,
Right.
the revitalization, the nightlife, the restaurants, the metro system, I mean, man, this whole Third Ward, Midtown, downtown life is amazing.
This is the economic corridor right
It's
now.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that we were driving, Juan and I were driving, and I'm just looking at the houses. I'm like, the houses are beautiful. I mean, your
there's-
house is beautiful.
There's back
I'm-
and forth on gentrification,
Wow.
and
The
you know.
But
it is
McGregor
a
has
whole
always
thing.
been nice.
But yeah, McGregor
Has
and
always been
Riverside
nice.
is
Yeah,
it
that's
is-
that's this has always been a beautiful
Yeah.
space.
yeah. Hey, el
Mario,
padrino.
Mario. Well, you know Mario. We know Mario.
Sí. It's
Mario,
like
greetings,
you have
greetings,
to
brother.
own el padrino, and you know, and own it as what is a padrino? It's a person that is there for you when your loved ones are not there for you, kind of thing, right? It's
Right.
like your godfather when you don't have that's the person that is gonna step for you, like it's gonna be
Yes.
there for you, and you were doing it. Like I
Mhm.
think you're gonna get it.
I-
I don't think you get it yet.
I think I'm almost there getting it, but you know what? I'm gonna make you a deal that you cannot refuse.
I can always
we
refuse
go.
deals. Me
Here we
too. Did
go.
we talk about me too before? I'm telling you, me
That's
too.
what Godfather would say. I'll make you a deal that you cannot.
Here we go.
Oh, Jesus
Let's
Christ.
do it.
Make me a deal.
Make you a deal. No, that's what the Godfather says.
Oh, but what's
I
the deal?
thought you were
You're
going to
not
make the
gonna give me-
deal, Pablo.
See, Juan,
I was waiting on the
tell me.
deal.
I'm waiting. Yeah, we're waiting on the deal. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
Well, you know what?
No, we got him on the
We want to
spot.
say it in
Yeah.
public. Well, the deal is you're a big part of Entrepreneurs Club, and when you came to perform, and it was interesting. You know, we were thinking about who are we going to invite. You know, people that we wanted to have there, and immediately, you know, what interesting. I said this, and this is the truth. I said, you know what? We need high energy. We need an awesome individual. Boom, Yuri, and then our production team or our producer, he did a Google search and he go, yes, let's do it
It's
because
okay.
he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He and you know what, and that's how you came in, and then of course Leah also they said we need
And
to
I'm
hear
sure
her.
we couldn't be more grateful that you guys decided to bet on
I'm sorry?
us.
Oh no,
Oh,
we,
yes.
we definitely have to give Yvette credit.
We do.
Yes, because Yvette said
She was the first one who brought up your name,
Yes.
by the way.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I love you,
She
Yvette.
did. But then the thing is, when we had that I don't know, when we had the dinner, the appreciation dinner. I know, Leah, you told us that you were not going to be able to make it.
I hated that I missed
but
it.
you know what? It was incredible. The people
There
that were
was-
there, the energy.
There was a very different energy.
yes, the
There
environment.
was a, like, again, we're used to going to events and to having these big relationships, and everybody in the room matters, and that's great. But at that moment, like, everybody in the room care about everybody else in the room. It's not like I matter. No, it was like, oh, you are here. Wow, you matter.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you doing here? Oh, that's awesome. You matter. It's like everybody acknowledge
And-
everybody
Yeah.
else instead of being like, oh, I'm here and I'm the one who's gonna open the doors for you, which is awesome too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But everybody there was open to receiving the other person's value, and it was like I was just like, wow, I'm so lucky that Pablo decided to call me, because we've been friends for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody told, like, Yuri. No, he's like, Yuri, and I was calling. I was like, hell yeah. But that dinner, if anything, the energy was that of respect to the person next to you.
And Yuri, that's part of the vision one of the first things that we talked about when me and Pablo and Tanya and Yvette were together, literally that was one of the first things that we talked about. And it was crazy because we talked about, I think, everything in one night. We started like at 10 o'clock at night. It was like 5 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We were like,
Oh,
we
you
got to
guys
go
were
to,
having a real conversation.
yeah, we have to go to bed because we have to get up like at 7, right? But that was it. I love that you brought it up because literally that's part of the vision. It doesn't matter if there's 500, 1,000, 5,000, or 20,000 or 50,000 members. That's what we're trying to do. We want to build a community, and we want everyone to feel like literally a family, where everyone can literally reach out to one another and be very transparent and be very open and genuinely help one another out. And that's what it's about. Going back to what you said, Leah, being authentic.
Yeah.
That's a big key, right? Like, all of us here, we're very just open. We are who we are. And you come to the event and you get to see that this is who
This
we
is
really
not
are.
water. Just so we clarify.
This is after hours. We've already had that disclaimer.
Pablo was gonna say something. I apologize.
No,
What
I,
were
but-
you gonna say?
I was going to say that is water.
This is water.
That's
Balance.
No, the thing that I was going to go back to what Yuri was saying about the events that we used to go to a lot of events. And I mean, we could say without naming organizations, because you know what? Several organizations have done great things.
Correct.
They've done great things. But then in everybody's culture, it's always that envy. It's always that
Oh my
I am the
God.
one that I'm gonna, like you said, I'm gonna be the one presenting. There was partnerships that we used to create with people, and the conversations we would have was, oh, my logo is going to be on top. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Is it about
Wow.
your logo
No.
being on top?
Right.
And and we were talking with Juan Yvette, and Yvette is all about community, family, bringing that
Mhm.
family together. And
Mhm.
that's the one thing we wanted to really change. And it's
However, if
happening.
your logo is gonna be on top, it's because you're creating a huge impact. Like I like right now, nobody wants to buy furniture if it's not from Mattress Mac. Because it's like he was the one putting his heart out for the Astros and all that stuff. Like if you want to put your logo on top, it's not just about the money. It has to be about your love for the community. And then if you like, I want my name to be on top of the Entrepreneurs Club because of the love that I'm bringing. That's fine. But I understand what you're saying. There's so many conversations like, no, I'm the one who's like building this and doing that and all that good stuff. And that's not the point. And that's why I love when we met, because it was like, wow, like that's what you were doing. I want to be a part of that instead of, wow, can you pay for things?
Right.
The admiration is different, right? If you want to support Goya and HEB and people and those businesses that are like targeting our communities and helping and matters, like if they're helping, then it's that love and can I be a part of it instead of, can you give me a sponsorship and just go on your way. So
One of the things I hear you saying, and this is a mantra that I run my entire empire by, is debunking the myth. Many of us, especially intra-culturally, within our own cultures, we encounter where there is this myth that says that we cannot build and grow and work and thrive together. And unfortunately, that stereotype is executed to truth in many intracultural interactions. And it's critical to me that I work daily in entrepreneurship to debunk that myth, whether it is intragender, woman to woman, whether it is
my gosh.
intracultural, black woman to black woman, black
Girlfriend.
male to black male.
Latinas and Black is like an
Give a
entire
specific
thing.
example. Okay.
In your business, like how do you encounter this on a daily? Like how does it look like every day? Like
Very good question. And so this is how it looks like on the successful side. Okay. this is what success of that debunking the myth looks like. And the reason I want to more highlight the success is because I can honestly and humbly and gratefully say I live this every single day. With my business partner is my best friend of the past 28 years. We both were transplants from Tennessee and California, respectively, and we came to Houston through Teach for America, the organization that we both got teaching certificates through. We were non-education majors. She was in IT, I was in science, decided to pick teaching as an interim career, if you will. And 28 years later, we are still heavily involved in the education industry, totally practicum every day, still classroom, still best practices, still training teachers, still teaching students, still interacting with superintendents and parents. And one of the things that I know is that I have friends that I could never be in business with because the friendship just would not survive the myth itself. We would not make it as two African Americans, two women, two strong personalities, two fully credentialed professionals that come together in the same space and try to mesh and marry a vision. Whereas, and that is the myth, is that it cannot happen. The debunking of that myth is that it can happen. And moments like this are proof of that. This is an example, Kaimar, to your point, that we can debunk that myth. We can sit here with like-minded energy and different individual visions and lift one another up, really literally pull as we climb, literally lock arms and walk this walk together, literally understand the fight of entrepreneurship, which is a daily choice to stay on this side of W2ism and really being able to be in a space where we can start investing in our legacies. And we can't leave a job. And that's not to knock the employee, because get me here, many times your employment is what invests, as Juan mentioned. Yvette being the breadwinner in that home was why they were able to build a business that now probably has flipped the script, if I'm not mistaken, and it is bringing the income in the home that's now building that family's financial legacy. But here's the thing, we have to be in a position where we're willing to take that leap of faith and to be able to shift into that space where we can thrive and grow and build together. And as we get into that space, the goal, according to Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, is to go from employee to investor. And when you're at that place of investing and you've really gone through not just the physical process of transitioning from employment to investment, but the psychological process, the paradigm shift, and then the willingness to even bring your family along. That is where the legacy is left. And that's where debunking the myth then becomes like a true outcome for
I love
success.
that you put everything in words that sound amazing, because
Pablo
Pablo and Juan have not done it.
No,
But I need that part of what she said about bringing your family, believing it, doing it, because that's what they did. And I'm a feminist. I'm a strong feminist. And I usually don't say I'm behind men. But these two, they took the leap of faith and they're moving us forward and they're opening that safe space that we
Yes.
need for you to be able to bring it out. And your words are what they need to say. Please, can they say exactly what you said?
Absolutely.
But use that as their words, because I'm going
No,
to.
Please.
But you know.
By all means. Just make sure I get my royalties.
No, no.
Girlfriend.
let me
Another stream of income, by the way.
Yeah.
let me tell you something. You know, the way that the way that you describe everything, she's so eloquent, politically correct, elegant.
Thank
But you bring a great point. You bring a tremendous great point to the surface. Now, you want me to repeat what Leah said? That
No.
I can't. Oh, okay.
I asked
can't do
Kaimar,
that.
our
Oh, okay,
producer,
okay.
cut that piece so we can use it. Is that
Yes.
okay? And she
Absolutely.
said yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Please.
I already told you, I don't want you to talk. I want you to be like El Padrino, like, I'm
I
blessing
need
you.
I need a cigar.
And that's all.
Right.
I need a cigar.
I'll get you a cigar.
I'm with the cigar movement now. Let's be clear.
You need to have like
But-
your hat and like your
But
suit
what,
and
what happens is with the cigar comes the what is the
the
drink?
whiskey.
The water.
The water.
The
The
whiskey.
bourbon. We'll take the
I
bourbon
think
or
we're
the
good
whiskey.
to go. I
Yeah,
think that
cognac.
you
Cognac.
brought it down to
No.
like you put it all together.
Let's just be transparent. The old fashions, Pablito.
Old fashioned.
Yes.
Yay,
And we can get a smoke one.
Finally,
Yes.
open up. And he's bringing the secrets. Okay.
This is the after
Got
hours. This is the after hours.
Okay,
moments,
Juan,
people.
you
Steven,
you
if you're
brought
hearing
this, so
Steven, if you're hearing this, you're not gonna hear this. No.
No,
Juan, you didn't tell me how you got her. You didn't tell me, what's going on with the company. You're like, yeah, it was hard, but now we're successful. So tell us. I'm sorry.
us the
We
real-
all
No, no,
talk. We
but
all talk about
But
stuff.
I want to say a little bit about what Leo was saying about debunking because it's still kind of on my mind. You know what you said.
Something personal though.
Well, it is personal. What I loved about what she was saying right now, other than being eloquent and everything else, and
Well,
the,
thank you,
and the
thank
you.
beautiful,
And that
the
voice,
beautiful.
oh my
I know
gosh.
the voice is so beautiful. It's like harmonious.
Thank you.
I feel like
You
in
know what?
paradise.
You know what, Leah? And I got to give credit to my sobrino Kaimar for this. And Yvette's been telling me this for years now. That's actually why I wanted to start actually, teaching. And I went teaching, I mean training, because where I come from. I was born in Fourth Ward, by the way, born and raised in Houston,
Okay.
in Fourth Ward. I was raised in Gulfton, and people that know Gulfton area now, it's down the street from the Galleria. But in the '80s, it wasn't what it is now.
Mhm.
It was the hood, just being very
Mhm.
authentic
You're right.
about it. It was, and so when growing up in that time in that area, it was
That
it
still
was.
makes you a millennial, right? 80s.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's
I leave that for you for other people to judge. How do I look like a millennial
No,
or do I
no,
look
no.
like a
You look like a baby. You could totally be 20, right?
okay? There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. There you go.
It's
in
There
the
you go.
water.
So
Yvette is not even wearing makeup. She has no any lines. Like it's amazing. I'm like, wow,
So-
girlfriend, I love you.
yeah, so growing up in that environment, it was the complete, like you said, it was like you stick to what you know, you don't say anything, you do your thing, and you keep everything under the radar. And if you're gonna do something, don't let anyone know what you're
Correct.
doing, don't share anything, just that selfish to be very open mentality.
Mhm.
And to be honest, that's how I was brought up because I lived in that environment. And then
Mhm.
it was you fight for everything, if not, that type of thing. And then, later on, I started to realize, of course, later on when I was building a business and I started to have a little bit of success, I realized like, man, it's good, but I feel like there's something missing.
Mhm.
And to be very, very honest, I felt unfulfilled.
Mm.
And I used to tell Yvette, I said, I feel like there's something missing. I don't know what it is.
Purpose.
I said, I got to where, the business is doing good. It's 7 figures. It's this, it's that. Everything's going well, but there's
I run a
something missing.
non-profit and we always need donations. Just,
Just in case you need some purpose.
just
So-
in case. I'm
so-
just saying.
Plug.
Yeah, but
I think he doesn't handle that department. You have to talk to somebody.
I already
else.
talked to Yvette. Before you guys brought the chicken, we were hungry. We were talking about stuff.
I love
Juan, you've been talking business.
I know, right?
You haven't opened
No,
up.
you know
and
what?
I need you to
Yuri,
open up
Yuri,
before
Yuri,
we close
Yuri.
this.
No, before we close this, I know how Juan can open up because you know
Dale.
what? We were having a great talk. I think I don't remember where we were going, Juan, and you were telling us the story, how you started a business with your best friend. You wanted to share that, man?
Tell
was
me
a-
something.
so I was going.
Give me
So
something.
I was
incredible
gonna. I was
story,
actually
man.
gonna go there.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's what I
that
was
is
going. I was
incredible.
going towards that.
Incredible.
But yeah, what I was going, and that's where I was going to go with it, So, but yeah, so with that, just the fact that just I've kind of, it's like you grew up in that. I grew up in that time where it's like, everything stick to yourself. You don't share anything.
Mhm.
You don't tell people how you made $1 pretty much,
Right.
or how you make $2 for whatever the case. But and then going back to, I was starting to. I felt like there's something missing, and then And then I realized, it's like, I can't, what I know, I have to share it.
Mm.
And then when I started talking to individuals, and I started telling people a little bit more about, hey, you know what, this is how you can do this. This is how you can, started sharing a little bit more information and just a little bit of my experiences. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't even want to call it knowledge, because, I didn't, be honest with you, I barely graduated from high school. I don't have any formal education.
Okay.
I grew up pretty much working my whole life.
And that's an education. I'm
and
sorry. Here is the only country that working is not an education. That's how you learn. You imitate, you learn from somebody that knows what they're doing, and that's an education everywhere else. But here, it's like I appreciate school and I appreciate college. I appreciate master's degrees, but I don't know if we appreciate enough learning from your parents and your uncles and somebody that gives you an opportunity here. And that should be a lot of value. What you're doing, they don't teach in college.
yeah,
You know,
and
it's
so
like,
yeah, and so I grew up through pretty much learning through trial and error, learning the hard way. But I firmly believe that that's how sometimes we get our best learning experiences,
yes,
by making the actual mistakes.
Correct.
yes,
Because it's kind of like they say, if you don't fail, how you gonna prevail, right?
There it is.
So, but yeah, so what I was gonna say, going back what you had mentioned earlier, was that I felt like, okay, how can I feel more? How can I feel that empty space and that empty void that I felt inside? And then I started to realize, you have to share what you know with
Yes.
individuals. You have to share it.
Absolutely.
And then, Kaimar and Yvette kind of just reaffirmed that for me. And I was like, and I told them, I was like, yeah, I have to do this. And as I started to do it a little bit, and we're just starting, right? But I'm definitely starting to feel more fulfilled. And I was, and I think you have, that's the way you give back. And that's
It
part of,
is.
and that's what, another reason why when we talked about the Entrepreneurs Club and the vision and what we've been talking about, everybody having a voice, everybody sharing what they know, being an open book, because there's people out there that, and Yuri's saying this too, you're not going to learn this by going to school.
Right.
You're not going to learn this by going to college. And I'm not saying, college is great. College is great. And I'm not, but there's so many things that you're only going to learn.
And only because this is an always changing thing. Books are stagnant. Entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. You're having to adapt.
Yes.
Because if you don't adapt
And problem solve.
Yeah, you stay behind. That's
Yes.
and that's what goes back to what I was saying, paranoid, because you have to adapt, right?
Always be relevant.
Yes. So
That's critical.
I think we're about to wrap up this, so I think you guys gotta give us a little bit of knowledge. Like,
I need question from you guys. What's the vision for 2023? You guys need to share.
That's a good wrap up question.
ladies go first.
I'm asking the questions.
Leah,
Leah, go for it, mama. What's your 2023? Where are we going?
Y'all saw Yuri just give a pass on that whole moment, right? She's like, pass.
I'll bring it around. I'll wrap it all together.
One of the things that I think is important is that people don't count out these last 20 days of 2022. And that doesn't mean don't have vision for 2023. But my goal for 2023 is to ensure that I leave 2022 with such an indelible footprint that it is.
What is indelible mean? I don't know.
It cannot be erased. Like, I need this to be these 10-year marks that I've had. 2002, the starting of my business. 2012, the quitting of work. 2022 being, 10 years into this new
What's the
space.
word again?
Indelible.
Indelible.
That it is everlasting, totally impacting, unerasable, necessary for the next steps. And then with that 2023 will just be this would be the launch pad for 2023 to just take off. Like, I think we're in such a powerful space right now in the world because of this post-pandemic. Like, there our finances that are just moving and moving and moving and moving right now. There are positions that people are in to put their legacies in a space for foreverness. Now, with just the right conversations, it only takes one person to position you to be in the right space for you to be wealthy forever. And if you're not networking, you're not working, taking advantage
I love it.
of these moments. You know, tonight my daughter had a performance, and the mom in me, who's been a single mom for 10 years, was totally torn, if I must be transparent, about coming, because I committed to Kaimar, but I didn't have my daughter's event on my calendar, which I've known about for 3 weeks, right?
Oh, wow.
Or 4 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, it's my baby's moment tonight, and it's a talent show, and I've already committed to be at the podcast, and this is professional, and it's networking, and but my baby. And I'm so grateful. I will say that there has been a huge turnaround in her father's presence, and he was there with her tonight. So I must just give so much praise to God for that, because it's amazing. Just the way that he
That's showing up.
He's show after 10 years of not being there. In the last 6 months, he's just, I call and say, your kid needs you. And she'll call and say, Dad, I need to see you. And he's there. And this is not our
Big
story.
up.
And how wasn't during our marriage. It wasn't in the last 10 years since we've been divorced. And so I have to say that my heart was relieved that he was present, even though, you know, the mommy in me still was like, but to be here tonight in these spaces, in these rooms,
And
in
we talk
these
about something for
conversations,
2024.
man, this
Just say what you're gonna be doing. You're gonna be training.
I'm going to be
right?
trained. I mean, and let me, so here, this word training is coming up. This is Thursday, Tuesday. My HR director is from Louisiana. My business partner currently is transient, if you will. And we all got together here in Houston. And the goal was for us to birth our 2023 vision. And one of the things that are the highest on our 2023 is train the trainer. So we have put it in writing. We have put it into the atmosphere. We've spoken it. And we've said, this is the niche. This is our, you know, you find the niche, you find the rich, right?
Okay.
So niches brings riches. And as I come in here and end up talking to you, Yuri,
She shows
we just
me a
start
video
talking
where
about
she's doing bird crows. And I'm like, I have people in my life that will not even dare to do that because they have knee issues. And she's like, look, she shows me
the
like
scar on my
this
knee.
car on her knee, and she's doing bear
Wow.
crows. And I'm like, you see, people won't relate to me because I'm always been training. I don't have nothing like that, whatever, skinny or fit or whatever. You can like really break into people's life like straight headstrong. It's like, what's your excuse? You know,
Right.
I'm sorry about touching the cable, but I would really think that you would be one of the craziest like trainers in this next episode.
This is
Like,
so amazing.
seriously.
You have no idea.
Please do
I hope
it.
my business
Please.
partner's watching
oh
this.
my gosh.
And we called my HR director the medulla because she was supposed to be helping us birth this vision and train the trainer. Like, that's it. 2023 is about all the spaces where my voice, my experience. The goal is you give me your content, I will use my pedagogy, my methodology, my wit, my charm, my voice to get your content to your people, to your industry, to your space.
You guys are next. Go.
So now your turn, Pablo.
Follow up.
Wait, hold on. I'm enjoying her vision. I'm already in your vision.
Let's go. I'm ready to train the world. We're going to train the world. You give me the content, I'll give you the pedagogy. I'll deliver it to you.
Put it in beautiful
Let's
words.
go.
That is phenomenal. Go ahead, Juan.
Well, I think 2023, we definitely want to empower, we definitely want to educate, and we definitely, through the Godfather here, he's known as the Godfather of Networking for a reason. We definitely want to connect everybody, essentially here in the greater Houston area, but eventually throughout the United States and eventually throughout the world, right? But we definitely want to empower individuals. And I just ask, one of the things I say in the morning when I pray, one of the things that I pray is I just ask God for wisdom and clarity. And I tell him I want wisdom and clarity for the following reason. You give me wisdom and you give me clarity, then it helps me make the best decisions possible so I can, in return, help empower other individuals.
Yes.
And I want to leave this world better than I found it.
I love it.
Yes.
Other than that, one thing I tell my kids is, I got to say this because it's about entrepreneurship, right? I tell my kids, there's two things you can do here, and while you're in this life, while you live this life, there's two things you can do. You can live for somebody else's dreams. You can work to live for somebody else's dreams, or you can live to work for your own dreams. So again, you can live to work for somebody else's dreams. You can live to work for your own dreams.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
And they're both
That's
the right
awesome.
choices.
That is awesome.
They're both the right choices. Because if you're working for, the government, you're running for office,
Hey,
you're working
hold
for
on.
anything like
Hold
that.
on about
You know,
talking
I'm
about
just-
working for the government.
No, I'm just saying
I
they're
work for-
both right
I work for the
choices.
government.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, don't say that that's wrong. It's like, we gotta make a
Like,
living sometimes.
I'm like, what you talking about? What you talking
about?
about?
I'm talking about both being the right choices, because it's like either you work for yourself or you work for somebody else. Like, put the right choices.
I love it.
Put the right choices.
I like that disclaimer.
love that.
It depends on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go and go ahead.
No,
2023.
I'm-
What are you doing aside from working with Leah as train the trainers? What else?
That's it. That's my vision. That's the only thing I'm doing.
I'm waiting. Yuri, I'm waiting to hear something awesome, something phenomenal.
Yuri said that's it. We gonna work
My
together.
thing for 2023 is mental health. It's extremely mental health, and I appreciate therapists. I know therapists. It's amazing. Coaching is amazing. Fitness is amazing, but I'm like, bring it together, because if you're not healthy physically, being healthy mentally is difficult. If you're not healthy mentally, being healthy physically is difficult. So
Right.
why are we not bringing it together? What's going on? Like, what's the divide? And also, when you talk about entrepreneurship, you talk about money and finances. So it's like three pillars of our worlds that we have to bring together. But in the meantime, I'm focusing on two: mental health and fitness. Bring it together, empower me physically, empower me mentally, and let's see where you can take me. So that's with veterans, with human beings. That's 2023. And then this group, I don't know where we're going. I just follow your lead blindly, literally, to tell you right now. I will just follow the lead that you're doing, because I've seen you, I believe in you. And right now, it's like, we're going to be here. Yes, I think that's the right place to be, because I've seen the people that you brought together.
And then thank you for that. I really appreciate that. But one thing is, for 2023, one of the things that keeps coming in my mind, and I keep hearing, is be relevant. Be relevant. But more importantly than being relevant for 2023, and I was telling this the other day, Juan called me, and I was like out of my mind just talking to Juan, and I said, you know what? 2023 is an opportunity for us to expand our vision, to expand our community, to take Entrepreneurs Club to that elite level. You know why? Because sometimes us like Latinos, sometimes we don't believe that we could be up here. And I can speak for Latinos, because I'm a Latino. Sometimes we don't believe that we deserve to be up here. And I want to create that environment where we take it to the next level. Every time, we get together, we talk about different things, and every time we do it even better and better and better. And, thanks to Yvette, thanks to Tanya, because they help us a lot, because sometimes we're not that creative. But 2023, and you and I, Yuri, we spoke about, why not country
Why not?
clubs? Why not
Mhm,
Houston
mhm.
Club? Why
Right.
not host our events in those places? Because
Mhm.
we, as entrepreneurs, as minorities, that we're going to be the majority, belong and need to be there, because you know what? Each and every one of us individually are going to find our voices, but together we're going to be a stronger voice. And you know what? We need to come together, because sometimes we say we don't want to go into politics, but politics is very influential. And for us to be impactful, we have to come together.
Leah, we're going into politics, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Blanca Allen.
Oh, Blanca, Blanquita. How you doing?
He's some millennials in the house. Blanca Allen, she is one of cuando tú dices es un diamante en bruto. You know how do you say that in English?
Diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough. Thank you. Blanca is a diamond in the rough. She's everywhere. She's there all the time. She's one of that like you can count on her, and she's gonna be the next big thing.
And she's
She
gonna be
is a
coming.
diamond in the rough. Like
She's gonna be
she
coming to the
is
Entrepreneurs Club.
brilliant, and she's sweet and kind, and she cares, and she works hard, and she believes, and her husband. Like I love. It's hard to fit in when the leaders are couples, because we probably are single or we haven't found our partner yet, and as girls it's like, what are you doing here? So it's like a bunch of questions when the leaders they have their partners. Blanca has her partner that is amazing too, and again at the same point it's like, I want that. Like, how do we get there? So that's why I was pushing you guys, like, let's get out of just the business, because the business only works when you have these type of relationships. I mean, seriously.
Well, we'll definitely have to come back and talk about that, because that alone right there is a
Its own
podcast
episode.
Because
Yeah.
we can go on and on about that. I know you can, Pablitos.
To me, my
So-
relationship is with my mom. Relationships, they don't have to be with a wife. There's kids and there's
With your
moms and
kids.
there's family. So I would like an ex. Mangolês também são muito importantes na minha vida.
Okay, translation. That sounded beautiful, by the way, but I had no clue what it
Ese es
meant.
para Caimar. Ese es para mi mangolés. It's aquí. Entre nós. No,
Oh,
like,
that's between us. I
Yeah.
understood that.
Yeah, like relationships in general, and how when you're an entrepreneur, they either support you or they bring you back.
Yep.
Because they also can tell you like, you need to work, you need to have this, like, how are you gonna pay your bills? And they put all that fear in you, and you believe it.
But you know what?
So-
It's interesting, and I'll keep quiet after this. I don't know if I can, but anyway, the minute that I started working with Tanya, because Tanya would always support me. I used to be out there
Yeah,
networking, and Tanya was
Tanya
always.
is-
But the minute that she came together with me, man, she is a powerhouse, and it's incredible how her energy, how her going out there and getting out of her shell just empowered me and gave me more
The minute
energy.
you
And
believed in your significant other, and that's another
Wow.
conversation that we
that,
can have.
that is another
About
one. But I
who
was
you
like,
believed in, like
wow.
who you believed in the past, and now how you appreciate your significant other.
absolutely.
I think this is a great wrap up for
Good.
2023. But let's sing, please. Let's leave it
What
out
are we
with
singing?
Again, Lauren, whatever you want to sing, I'll just
Let's
follow
see.
No,
the
whatever
beats.
Leah wants to sing.
No,
we'll
no,
let
no,
her.
totally. But let's
Oh my,
leave with
y'all
that.
put
Let's
me
say
on the-
bye
on
to
the
them.
spot.
Whoa,
All
but
the love.
before
right?
Leah sings us off, guys, again,
December
December
14th.
14th, 6, doors open at 5. We'll start officially at 6 to 9 p.m. We'll see you there December 14th at, I don't have the address.
It's gonna be fun. It's
But-
gonna be amazing. We'll put all the
But
information.
we'll put all the
in
information,
link.
absolutely.
Please join us.
Yes.
This is a new group that you really want to be a part
Should
of.
we do something crazy and give out tickets?
Do we still have, you still have tickets left?
I have 4 tickets.
Why did I only get 6? Like, why would you only give me 6 tickets? Like, is that like, don't sell too many? I'm
No,
like texting like,
they're free.
can you come? Because if not,
Well, we have
I
a
have to-
tickets.
Look,
My
disclosure,
gosh.
we have a room capacity and we didn't want to go over.
Oh,
But I think
Got
we're
it.
good. We're good
We're-
for
we're good.
We're
Bring 10
good.
of your
We're good
friends.
now.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
we're
okay,
good
okay.
now.
let's
So-
raffle 2 tickets then.
So you have some tickets left.
This is we'll make it very
but they
simple.
have to tell you
Very
what they
simple.
do.
Yes, very simple. Just give us a like, share this podcast, and put a comment there. And the first 3 people, or first 4 people that do that, we'll give them tickets. We don't have to meet to
And
pick
you
up
will
the
be
tickets.
invited to the next podcast.
There you go. Whoa.
Yeah, to tell us what you do and record it and
Man.
do all the social media behind it.
And
Hey, I love
next
it.
next podcast is going to be what time, Keimer?
Sometime. Okay, wrap it up. Tell everybody
Okay, but-
how much you love them and introduce Leah.
but let's just make sure that they know that we're gonna give them the tickets. Okay, the tickets. We don't have to meet. We could hold the tickets at the registration table.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right. Because,
Perfect.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Leah.
Introduce her. Introduce your company, your new venture, the new entrepreneurs club, and then you have singers. In your Go
You
for
do a
it.
great job. Man, I'm gonna follow your lead, and I'm just gonna stay quiet like the Godfather.
Welcome
You
to
do a
the
phenomenal job.
Entrepreneur Club with Juan and Pablo. Listen to Leah closing out this event. Thank you, Kaimar. Thank you, Yvette, for all you guys do behind the cameras. Let's give this
Yes.
spot to Leah. We see you all December 14th at 6 o'clock. If you want your tickets, let us know. Leah, take us out.
Yes. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir.
Oh my
And
gosh.
folks dressed up like Eskimos.
Who has Christmas songs?
Everybody
like this?
knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loading lots of Christmas goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is going to smile to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase.
Oh gosh. Yes.
To kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.